Hey guys, DJ Jack back with you here once again with another video. And in this video, I've never done a video like this on my channel. I think I mentioned guitarists before, but I don't know if I ever did a list of my favorite guitarists. This is a little bit of a hard one, but I'm going to try to list you as many rock guitarists as I have time for in this video, that are my favorites, basically, who I really enjoy, who I actually look up to as rock. Basically, this is rock guitarists that are in rock bands. And like real rock, classic rock guitarists. I'm gonna say what one of my favorites is definitely Angelus Young from the AC/DC. Just hearing him on records and hearing him on his guitaring goes great with Brian Johnson's voice. You gotta have like Steve Perry once said, you can't be a singer in a rock band without a great guitarist. Steve Perry once said that he misses Neil Sean's guitarist, but it just wasn't guitaring all the time, but it wasn't working for Steve Perry and him. But I would say Neil Sean is a brilliant guitarist, and you can't have a good singer in a rock band without a good guitarist. That's what Steve Perry once said, and he's right. And basically, the guitarist goes with the singer. Without the guitarist, the singer is really worth nothing. So you got to make sure you have the right guitarist in there to go with the music, go with the singing. You always do. It's real to be in the rock band. It's really important. So who are my top guitarists? Well, I did mention Angelus Young from AC/DC was definitely one of my all-time favorites. But I would also say, and some people get confused with the singer of Genesis and the singer of his solo, Phil Collins and Phil Collin. Phil Collin is Def Leppard's head guitarist, head guitarist. Phil Collin, not Phil Collins, not the singer, Phil Collin. Def Leppard has a guitarist named Phil Collin. He's a really cool, really great guitarist, and he is one of my all-time favorites, too. I love him. He is definitely one of my tops up there on the high, with Angelus Young from AC/DC, and of course, but I would also say, yes, Neil Sean, since I had the opportunity to see Journey in concert twice, I'm gonna go see them again this summer, because they're coming back with Def Leppard. I'm gonna be honest, I'm just like, I love Neil Sean as this guitarist. He's just a brilliant guitarist, Neil Sean. Even though the guy's a crazy man, because he's the one that has gotten fights and can't get along with any of the former past Journey members, he's still a brilliant guitarist, one of the greatest of all time, I would say. But it's hard to say who my favorite guitarist is, basically, if I were going to say the Beatles, who's my favorite guitarist? That's hard. I really do like all of them. I do like Paul McCartney. I do like the Beatles. It's hard when you have a rock band that has a mixture of different guitarists, because also, who else played the guitar? Oh yeah, George Harrison played the guitar. So there was a lot. I think John Lennon did for a little bit. Yeah. Ringo's the only one I think that played drums. Besides, there might have been some other people. And the Rolling Stones, too. The Rolling Stones, it's hard to pick one. Keith Richards is the main one, but Ronnie Wood's the co-one. But, I think Ronnie Wood is actually bass, but and stuff. But still, it's very hard sometimes for me. I get confused sometimes with bass guitarists and regular guitarists. But Keith Richards, I believe, is the main guitarist for the Rolling Stones, and he's definitely one of my top ones up there. Is Jimi Hendrix somewhere up there? I'd say Jimi Hendrix is in the middle. I don't know that many of Jimi Hendrix songs, but I know he's one of the legendary guitarists of all time, and yeah, he's great. Eddie Van Halen. I got tons I can name that I really enjoy, but I do want to mention before I ran out of time here, the guitarist give the guitarist credit, who's been able to work with John Mellencamp for almost 50 years. In 2 years from now, his guitarist is going to mark his 50th anniversary being with John Mellencamp. Has been with him every record, every song. The only member of John Mellencamp's band that stayed with him for ever since the beginning. And that is Mike Walling. I forget how to pronounce his name. I mean, he has a tough name because even Google doesn't get it doesn't pronounce it correctly all the time. Yeah, his name's Mike. I know his name's Mike. It's hard to pronounce his full name, his last name, but I'm gonna say the guitarist. Yeah, him. I'll just give him credit for being able to work with Mellencamp and been there since the beginning. So just give him credit for being able to stick with Mellencamp. Amount of times Mellencamp gets drunk or anything, John Cougar gets drunk, he's still been able to work with him the whole time on every record, been on every tour with him. It's like, yeah, this is just great. It's great when you have somebody that's willing to still work with you, even though sometimes we can go a little off edge sometimes with our other bandmates, but still, it's good that people are willing to work together. It really is. Really, really is. But besides that, I am going to run out of time here. I named you quite a few guitarists, even maybe some bass guitarists too, but these are all my top choices. So hit the subscribe button. Let me know what your favorite is in the comments below.